All right, welcome back to another episode of the Kitchen Table Podcast, where business gets done. I'm your host, Ken Baden, and today we've got my buddy Shane in-house. Shane, what's up, brother? How are you?
Good, man. How about yourself, brother?
I'm doing good, man. And this is our second iteration of trying to do this. If you see me scrambling, trying to put my phone away, it's because Shane and I both run our own current companies, and we're both in the thick of it. He's in here. Kind of cooled down now. You were a lot sweatier than I was when you first got in here.
Bro, the humidity is crazy.
Dude, it's bad, man. I'm inside training, and he's outside probably doing the same thing. So we both have been on our phones, and if you were to pan to the right, you see a mountain of 7-Eleven, which I'm not proud of. But I got a couple eggs and some protein bars. But that's the life, dude. Sometimes that's what it takes. But we're making the time to come in here and talk and have a conversation about roofing for your benefit. So hopefully you get some value out of this. But Shane, how long has this journey been for you? And I know you started in general contracting, but just take us through kind of how you got in the industry and how you got your start.
Yeah, so essentially, Ken, I got into the industry. The first thing I did was back in 2013. Okay, got into the construction industry. One of the first jobs I had was cleaning gutters and doing like repairs and stuff like that. And I remember one of the first days trying to put up a 40-foot ladder by myself, 165 pounds soaking wet. One of the hardest things you can ever do.
You were 165 pounds soaking wet?
Yeah. So it's quite a bit of things have changed since then. But from there, transitioned to roof repairs, a lot of flat roofing, commercial, and a lot of repair work. So that was 2013. Over the next couple of years, a couple of things have changed. Work in a couple of different industries, general contracting, flooring, just about every kind of remodeling that you can do, and actually physically doing the work. From there, touched base in sales, car sales.
You were selling it too, though, right?
Not at first.
Okay.
I was actually out there swinging hammers.
Okay. I know you were doing it. I just didn't know if you were like just installing it, or like sometimes got the truck on the truck that did all of it.
Yeah, this was then. And then, got more into the sales aspect with car sales for a couple of years in between.
I didn't know you did car sales. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Car sales. Every car salesman's a good salesman, I think. They can make for good salesmen. But from there, it was about 8-9 years ago when I started my own thing. And that's when, I realized the sales of it and doing the work, you can just become much more profitable and do a lot better by just selling and keeping your skills where they're really honed in. I can build all that stuff. I can do all that. But selling the projects is where I really found like the passion in it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I had the reverse experience, but I've done some installing, but never any high level like you. You were doing probably like the full on carpentry. Mostly, I've only ever been like the help. You know what I mean? I did do roofing installs for one summer when I was coming back around from the dead this last time. I worked for my sponsor, and he did do what I was saying. Like he sold it, he installed it, he did all of it.
I like the term from the dead.
Yeah,
I could use that. I could use that a couple times too in my story.
Yeah, exactly. Coming back from the dead this time, actually, but working for my sponsor, he sold and installed, and so like I got to install roofing after having sold it for years. And it was humbling, man, because you got a lot of people reaching out in the industry like, "Oh, you got an install company now?" I'm like, I'm actually installing myself. I'm the guy on the roof, but I'm not even doing that. I'm humping the shingles. That's pretty much, I'm the tear off guy, and I'm humping shingles.
Clean off.
That's it, dude. But you know what? It got me to, I appreciate the hell out of those guys that do the work, and I understand how hard it is, but also too, it helped me to sell better because it helped me to understand the products better. And it's just like if you haven't gone to an install, so if you're in the industry, and you haven't gone to one of your installs, or you haven't really taken the time to just see how these things get put together, not even just knocking around them, but like just actually watching how these things happen, you're doing yourself a disservice, man, because there's so much you can learn from that. And guys like Shane are a testament to starting from there and then taking that knowledge and that experience and bringing it to sales. I mean, they usually do really well, man. So when did you go in from general contracting? I think you might have already mentioned this, but I know then you got into the roofing industry, kind of testing it out with some other people. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I guess you went out on your own. That's been recent? Or
Yeah, so I would say that journey really started about 5 years ago from doing, handyman general contracting myself. And I saw what roofing could bring in. Mm-hmm. And for me to create like the legacy I wanted to create, it couldn't be that hands-on doing anymore.
Yeah.
And those smaller jobs and need the bigger tickets and things of that nature. So I saw that, I guess like 5.5 years ago or so, got into the industry and still had my handyman thing going on. So we were doing all the interior projects for the roofing company I worked with before. But I think one of the first days, the guy I was with pitched for about 5 minutes. This lady with, she probably had 50 or 60 solar panels on the roof. And it ended up being, it was less than 5 minutes, probably realistically less than 3 minutes. The pitch, got up on the roof, came down, filed a claim. He said, yeah, you'll make about 12 grand on this. I was like, okay.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah, we're going to do this. Anything I do, I put my effort into. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't give even 70, 80%. But I know if you can put in 100% of your effort, you can get somewhere in any industry that you do. So that's what I did, man. It was just driving 2 hours to Southern Maryland every day, Lexington Park, and playing the roof strategists from back in the day on YouTube every single day and sales training until I what I would consider mastered my craft.
No pun intended.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Or Chris or John. Any of you guys. You guys got too many things, dude. Adam's planning back. We still have some of his videos on. He was on our board of advisors 2 years ago. And so we started like using some of his we used the same. I mean, he didn't reinvent any wheels, but he did a really good job at compartmentalizing it and making it easy for guys. And sales guys love easy. So, and I had the 3 W's and he had a slap. So we went with slap, which is not easy because I've got an ego too. I wanted to use my stuff. But anyways, we still use your stuff, Adam. So I don't know. Kudos to you, my man. And he just sold that freaking RSRA recently too. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know.
Dude, yeah.
I missed that.
Temco bought it. He's freaking, I don't know what for, but I can imagine.
I can imagine it was good. He did good.
Yeah, he did do good. He did good. He did very good. That's why I got the urgency on. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk. I think I am. I've talked about it so far. So I got that diversified roofer thing. I mentioned it online already, and basically just modeling it similarly, but a similar concept. But we're still focused on like the bigger clients out the gate, just because it makes the most sense for me and my time and my team's time. But eventually, it's going to be more just like a mix of all of that, because there's just so many guys that want to learn that. There's like not that many people teaching it.
There's not that many.
There's
really not.
And so, but it's hard we're in the crux of like our season. So it's like right now is like the worst time of the year.
Yeah, I'm sure last month you guys crushed it like any roofing company.
I mean, man, I we need more people, man. That's right. I mean, I'm not saying I'm thankful, but like I wanted way more people in June, and then we didn't get them. Because the company we hired just didn't do it. You know what I mean?
I was going to ask about that. I know you got brought up that.
I was not happy
the
with
recruiting company before.
Not too happy.
Yeah.
And I made it known, and they tried to make it right, man. They did.
That's good, at least,
Yeah, they did. They tried, but it just didn't work out. So, and that's all right, man. Got a couple good hires from it. And look, to be fair, we weren't coming in there like, hey, I need a couple insurance reps. We were like, look, we need double here. I know, by the way, we need canvassers here. Both markets. We need canvassers, closers, insurance restoration reps. And it's just, but don't tell me you can do it. You know what I mean? I respect if you're like, dude, this is a lot. We can't. But anyways, they tried to make it right, man. So we went with another company and I think I told you about them recently. I have been very happy with them so far. It's just been a lot of moving parts, and we're running a ton of ads, so the results from the ads are also getting us organic people that are coming in. So
compounding in that way.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like that's been cool. It's just it's probably like 2 months behind, but the work isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's annoying that we didn't have them then, though. That's what pisses me off. Like right then, like that day. Because I'm not happy with the response. And my guys know that. I love you guys to death. But what happens is if guys get here like 2-3 years, at least what I've seen, they get good and they get better. And as with anything, you get better at your craft. And it takes less effort to make the same amount of money.
Yes, that's a huge issue in this industry.
And they just fucking like, and no matter how much I tell them to keep their foot on the, they just keep your foot on the pedal, and it's just like, and so you get a whole group of seasoned guys, and you're like, well, that's everybody. Like they're going to be, and the enthusiasm and the get up and go, and they're like, well, I figured out how to make X, and I'm like, no.
with the referral network and this and
Yeah,
that. Like, just work
dude.
6 hours a day, man.
Yeah, like come on, bro. And so God love them. They're in for it, man, because I'm bringing in a whole mess of new guys, and they're going to be, you know what I mean, just elbowing people ready to get out there. So I only know one way when that happens to like bring everybody back up, and that's new blood. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Get them out there and they're fresh, and just slap them out the ass, and they bust out the gate, and they're just tearing everything apart. And I got a couple guys like that, so we'll see, man. So I'm not like, I'm like you, man. When we get these storms, it's like, we don't get this, bro.
No.
We don't get this. So like, be out there. Yes.
5 storms in a month.
We've had more storms and more work this year than we've had in like the last 4 years, probably. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's there. It's just annoying. The response should have been what you were doing. Physically out there that day with a chainsaw, cutting down trees, doing that stuff. Andy was there the second time, and he got 3 or 4 that day just being on that street. And that's exactly what you should do every single time. But I would say the biggest thing I'm frustrated with is just our response to like storm. Our storm response standard operating procedure had changed, and that's something I had to fix, because I think they got used to not having storms, that they were just like, whatever, dude. And that's okay, because we did what we did last year with no storms. But when you get a storm, bro, like, work it. You know what I mean? Like, for real, work it. We don't have to struggle now. We got the work. So what have you seen? I mean, obviously storms, but like, what have you seen in our market this year? I mean, there's a bunch of changes, dude. We're the second poorest, apparently, economy in the United States. I don't know if you saw that. So other than that, what have you seen besides the storms? What are you seeing in our market in the DMV?
Well, for storm restoration specifically, deductibles and the actual policies. The changes I've seen in these policies are wild. So I've noticed a lot of differences in a lot of different policies. I've also encountered, I'm not sure if your guys have encountered this yet, a homeowner said they needed their pre-purchase inspection of the roof to even be able to qualify to get the money for a roof. This happened twice in the last 2 weeks.
You mean like have an inspector come out and make sure you did all the work or something?
No, not that. So when you buy your homeowner's inspection, they needed to make sure there was nothing mentioned. Never have I ever had that before.
I've never heard of that.
I thought that was a fluke thing 2 weeks ago. The next week, from the storms last week, another gentleman says he's not going to release the ACV payment unless I send him this.
And that's legal?
I don't know how it is, because they insured the property, right?
Yeah, have you gone to John or anybody? I'm curious. If
No,
you guys
not
are listening
yet.
to this, comment on it.
Yeah, so that's a strange one for me. I thought the first one was a fluke adjuster.
Right, so you probably didn't even look into it.
I said, don't worry, he approved it, you're getting the payment. Another guy said that, and he said, no, he would absolutely not release it. Now, he had just bought the house 9 months prior, and the roof was in good shape. I mean, the tornado touched down.
Right, so he wants to see, I mean, he should have it, but like, what if he doesn't fucking have it?
Well, that's the problem with the first guy. He doesn't have one, because he was in a bidding war, and at that point in time, he didn't get an inspection on the house, because that's how he wanted it. I didn't get an inspection on the house. I was going to
say, some people don't do that.
I didn't, because I was in a bidding war and I knew what to look for.
So how then, if you don't get an inspection, which you don't have to purchase a home, then the insurance carrier comes in and insures that home without that, how then is that legal for them to say, well, without this, we're not going to cover you?
That's exactly what we're going through now. So I've been going back and forth with the homeowner as of last night. Hey, we don't have anything of that nature. You guys insured the house. And now he's kind of putting his foot down.
Yeah.
And sending like good emails.
Right. Like, help me understand.
With good verbiage.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. I'll let you know how that one unfolds, but that's something that I haven't seen before.
Me either.
And then, of course.
Let us know if you've seen that, man. Let us know in the comments if you've seen that. I have not heard of that, but it doesn't surprise me at all. That's so lame. And if you have heard of it, what have you done about it? We'll have to get John involved on that. And have you seen a lot of, what was the deductible thing you've seen?
So deductibles, one I ran into the other day, it was, for those of you who know, it was a Grand Manor shingle. So basically top of the line shingle. Probably $85,000 roof. You're easily over $1,000 a square with those roofs. That being said, this gentleman had not only did he have an ACV policy, he had a $23,000 deductible. on top of an ACV policy, which was going to give them 48%.
Wow.
Of the cost. So we're seeing that's like Texas numbers, you know what I mean? Or Florida numbers.
Yeah.
That's not something we're really used to up here.
No.
And, to get a homeowner to switch them over, even if it's 70% they pay for, 50%, it's a lot easier. But when you're looking at an $80,000 roof, it was a big shock to the homeowner. And they had no idea they had that coverage.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer, man. That stinks. Because you're right, that's a huge roof. That's going to be, wow. So what do you think, where do you see this going, next year and in the future here, specifically in our market too? Like, do you see that kind of stuff continuing? Deductibles getting higher, percentage deductibles? Like, where do you see the market going?
So I think really depends on how long you've owned your home. For all these new buyers, any new policies, they're not going to be given those $1,000 deductibles anymore. Not only that, if you have those Allstates, home sites, companies that you actually have to look out for ACV policies, check them every year. They're going to be switching your policies and let you know in an email, but they let you know, but you don't know.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So
I actually just experienced that with my car.
Yes.
Ironically, the same car that is still sitting down, needing a new motor, by the way.
The new one.
Yeah. Anyhow, apparently, on top of that, I got denied. I know. I got denied insurance because they didn't like my exhaust. And they didn't even tell me this shit. They're like, yeah, we sent you a letter. I'm like, dude, who uses that as a means to communicate? Stop sending us letters, dude. You do that on purpose because we don't read them. Like, I'm not my dad. Like, we don't read that stuff. So, anyhow, I fixed it, but what a joke, dude. Anyways, I would move away from that subject.
Yeah, I can only imagine with that one, man.
Oh, dude, I'm so fucking pissed about that. And I will say this. I only had it back for a week and a half, and something happened. And this is like the third time I've needed a motor, bro. I'm so tired. I'm so done with modifying cars. But like, this should not have happened. No. The first time was some freak shit. The second time, I guess it's always some freak shit. But this time, a week and a half, and I hadn't done like a bunch of stuff. I did one thing.
The supercharger, right?
Yeah, and that supercharger is made for that motor. So it's a VF Engineering supercharger that's made for that motor. That honestly, there are several installers throughout the country that will warranty that instant because it's made for it. They'll warranty it for 50,000 miles. This installer isn't one of them, unfortunately, but I trust him because I've done a lot of work. I just truly believe, and I say this with love, I think it was a tuning thing, either that or fuel. And I'm not even saying that like as a finger pointing. It's just there's only so many things. There's like two things it could be. If it isn't the one, then it's the other. But the bottom line is, either of those scenarios, I am not paying for that new motor. You know what I mean? That's a $50,000 motor.
That, and let's be real, I know the vehicle that you got, it's not like you had high mileage.
No! It was 5,000 miles, dude.
Exactly.
No! That's not happening. So like, it was under warranty. It came back to me not under warranty, and then it blew up a week later. You're gonna have to pay for that, dude. I am not on principle. I am not paying for that. But anyhow, this is the second time I talked about this on the last one because I was so pissed, and I refuse to continue. I'm blessed to be here. We got some great guys out there training, and we're gonna make it. So, to touch back on what you just said, I'm not happy on the response we had to last month's storms, more on just how we worked them. But what I am happy with is the response in terms of like us internally and getting some guys in here. I think we'll have 20 guys in here in the Maryland office within the next week. But then we'll let 5 go. You know what I mean? So we'll just keep rotating, getting them in. But I'd be very happy to see like 15, 20 in each office by mid-end month and just ride out the fall, man. I mean, that gives us a really big last push on the year. And we've had some weird instances here, man, where like, I think, was it last year? December was like one of our biggest months. The year before that, November was one of our biggest months. So like, it's not, it's just our whole year is going to be back in 3 and 4, which it usually is 80% of the year is like 3 and 4 anyhow. It's just going to be more back in 3 and 4. So it just means nail biting until like December 31st. But I mean, the people thing I'm excited about. And I did that because I talked to like guys like, well, I'm not going to mention their names, but some mentors of mine that were just like, I would think we talked about this. And they're just like, giving up. And guys like you and I are like, well, then we're going to take over. You know what I mean? It's pretty simple, dude. Like I'm going to increase my hires and our training. So I think there's just a couple ways. What do you make of that, man? Like, we have a market that's down. We have big companies that are bailing out. I mean, do you see the same thing I do in terms of like opportunity? I mean, what do you see with the market, the way it's going right now?
I personally, any effort you put in, however much, whatever you want to make it, you can make it. I don't care. The up and down market. If y'all say it's down, good. I'm going to be up because that's just how I look at it. If y'all want to look at it from that perspective and manifest it being lower than what it is, that's what's going to happen. Last year, first year in, market was down. Just like you said, November, December, that was just record months, even though, yes, within the first year or whatnot. But still huge. Same for this. When I go out to these storms, and I've been out with my guys July 4th, July 5th, the 18th, and the 20, whatever we just had, I'm not seeing these guys out there like they used to be. Even not a great area, Dundalk area, 1.75 inch confirmed hail. It took me 20 minutes to see a contractor at 8:30 in the morning. Take it down to Middletown or a couple of years ago, any of these storms, you're seeing 18, 20 guys within the first 5 minutes.
Right. There was a hailstorm in Western Maryland. Like 40 people are out there clamoring for it. Like,
so when I see that, I think people don't have the drive anymore. They're thinking, oh, the meat's already taken off the bone, but that's just not the case, man. And then anytime I do see people, nothing against canvas teams and stuff like that, but they're not salesmen. You know what I mean? Their close rates aren't as good probably, and I can follow up behind, and we're sticking a bunch of jobs. So
yeah. That's a good point, actually.
I feel like a lot of people in the industry have, the last big boom 2 to 3 years ago or 1 to 3 years ago, people are falling off because they slack off in the wintertime and they can't make it. They can't eat.
Nope. It's a thinning of the herd, man. And it's honestly, it was needed. That's a good point, though. I want to touch on that. So you were saying you see a lot of canvassers and you just don't get the same competitive concern that I guess you would get from like seeing a closer out there.
Yeah. So for instance, I bring this up specifically yesterday. I'm in Pasadena. Drive by these canvassers. Sloppy looking.
Yeah.
Sloppy looking.
And you know they're canvassers.
And I know they're canvassers. They're walking down a road that's not, you see 14 Zeus signs up, okay? I went to a client's, I try to recruit one of them, whatever. I went to a client's house, that's what we do. Went to a client's house, came back, they weren't knocking any of the doors. They were sitting down when I drove back by, and then it was like 4 hours later I saw them, and one of them in Dundalk, and they're walking around, head down, low, and they're just not the competition. I hear them next door knocking or pitching a lady after I got the neighbor, and their pitch and everything's it's just not there. They're just putting bodies out there to try to get, what they can. And the follow-up game on that for us is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so that makes you think, like, do you really want to send these guys out in the insurance world against, are you doing yourself a help or a hurt when you send those guys out? You know what I mean? Because if you send them out against guys like that, you're just setting yourself up to they're just going to come behind them and take it. So that's a good point, man. And that's a great point for the door-to-door industry. Like, it pays to be the closer and be out there, man. I honestly think insurance restoration warrants that you have to do that. You have to. I say it all the time. Like, guys are like, we're going to get canvassers. Maybe we can do that. But even if we could do that, you'd still have to generate your own, because then we would just be increasing our costs for no reason. And this industry dictates that you have to be that because of what you just said. If you're working an area and it's your area and a storm hits and you are not yourself out there, you're going to get smoked.
Not only that, so canvassers themselves, it's still a purpose. You still get that whatever ratio, you're still going to get the guaranteed amount with the canvassers that you have, but you're leaving a lot on the table in those areas. When you're talking about a neighborhood with 300 houses and you get 7 and you're like, awesome, that's not how you want to rock. Maybe if you get those initial ones, that's when you send the closers in to pitch the rest of the neighborhood. Hey, we're working on John, Joseph, and Anne Marie's house up the street, whatever that may be. But I've just noticed that a lot with these canvas teams. They just don't look professional.
Yeah.
They don't have the verbiage. They try to get up on my roof, even when I told them I'm an owner and try to recruit them. Can we still set up an inspection? I'm like, that's not good practice. I don't want to hire you.
Right, like
because they want to get that $150, $100 for home something. There's a company in the area, and trying to recruit the kid. One actually hit me up about a job today. But can we still set the inspection? No.
What? No. You just want your money? Yeah,
No,
that's trash.
Yeah. All right, now? No, I'm definitely not.
Definitely no longer interested.
Not
Definitely
interested.
no.
Yeah. So you have to deal with that. And I've seen that, from other people I've recruited from the other company I was with. And, you got to have some integrity.
Yes. That's one of our core values for a reason, dude. Jeez, oh, flip. Ugh. That's what we deal with, man. What would you say, and we're wrapping up here because I got to go back out there, and I know you do too, but the future for Zeus, man, the back half of the year, what are you guys looking at? That's your company, by the way. We didn't even get a chance to shout it out. You mentioned it, but...
Yeah, Zeus Contracting. But for the back half of the year, we got a couple new guys in, getting them really trained up. We got some more recruits coming through. For me is to get out of the field as much as I am now. I've been out, I've been in, I've been out.
Yeah.
I've been just out in the field, but leading by example, leading from the front.
Yeah, that's good though, man.
So trying to get into the other states, Delaware and PA is next. So this winter I'm going to work on that. Really need to work on Virginia. And then pouring more money into like Google and Facebook and stuff like that. Not that it converts that much, but if we have a little bit of everything, it's going to help us out a lot. So that's going to be my focus, at least for the winter time. Right now, we had a record month last month. I'm super proud of it. We signed 55 deals for me and my small outfit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It should be over $900,000 in work, and that's on the average of what we did last year. But I think a lot of these projects are a lot bigger than the average of last year. So, super excited for that to carry us into the wintertime. I know we spoke about this before. Last winter was brutal, especially January being snow on the roof for 4 weeks. And I made it through the first winter. So this year I'm pumped that, we have money coming in that's going to carry us through.
Yeah. Stuff plays, man. It's not over until it's over, dude. Like, hopefully we get a couple more. I think we will, dude. You know what I mean? Or even one of those freak fall ones that carry us into the winter. That'd be great. But you can't bet on that. So you got to work what you got, dude. So, Shane, where can we find you on social media? Where can people follow you if they want to? Yeah, so Shane Michael on Facebook, Instagram, Shane_Michael22. Mostly on those two. I try to stay away from TikTok and all that. But that, and then Zeus Contracting as well. Cool, man. Yeah, if you're in the area, you're looking for a good place to be, man, him or myself, we'll both be happy to help you. All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see ya.